Hey guys, welcome to another great edition of Wake Up Uncensored, where we have something very important, y'all, that we're going to be talking about today. Should the N-word be reprimanded for black people?
What do you mean reprimanded?
Should we stop using that word amongst each other?
Well, I mean, for the last 50 years, other people, and you know which people I'm talking about, have had the chance to use it for the last 50 years in a derogatory sense. But at the same time, what's wrong with us taking it back and making the word what we want it to be? That's like calling somebody. That's like. I remember when being called fat used to be a negative thing. Now people take the word and be like, "Yeah, my name fat ass. Hey, what up, fat?" That type of thing. Like that's literally a thing. I've literally heard somebody call themselves their street name fat.
That's actually true. Like Fat Joe. I wouldn't say I would disagree because I do have like New York friends who actually they go with that stance and it does make sense. For me in general, I would say why call yourself a word and then be upset when someone treats you that in that sense. I don't use the term a lot. I think it's a horrible term. I get it. Like you want to embrace the word, you want it to be yours, but you can choose a bunch of other words that also don't make you look terrible.
They don't sound as cool.
Wait,
Such as?
wait, may I chime in for a quick
Yeah, go
second?
ahead.
Because it's going to tie into what you said and what you just mentioned.
Hope so.
What does the N-word mean to each of you personally?
The definition is somebody who's ignorant, who's less than.
No, and I get that, but because everyone has it's taken out of context, what does it mean to you personally?
Me, I'm very much so I go with the actual meanings. One meaning, it means brotherly because they're taking the word back. So if another black person call you, they're not meaning it in a very harmful way.
Okay.
They're just saying my brother. The other sense is the actual sense of like you're very ignorant. You're less than. You're subhuman. That was the words that was used to put down another group of people. So that is what the N-word means to me in both sense. Okay. I get both side of the story or of in terms of the way they approach things. I would just pick a more side of I'm not using it at all because I don't want somebody to accidentally, like if a kid is listening to rap music over and over again and they accidentally say it, you can't really blame that kid. And he's a different color. Can't really blame that kid because he's just trying to, you know what I mean? If his hero is like, let's say 2 Chainz and 2 Chainz rapping about something about the N-word and he's like, oh my God, I want to be part of that. You can't be mad at that white kid for saying the N-word because he's just trying to emulate his hero.
Would that make us a hypocrite?
No, it's
in the sense of it's in mainstream media, it's in the music.
Yes.
We can say it, like we can be in a club and it's da-da-da, you know, when the music is playing. And as soon as somebody that is non-black is just saying it, whether they're just, you know, playing, it's a lyric or whatever, it's like everybody go.
It's a slippery slope.
But it all depends on what context you use it in.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like if I'm calling you a bitch, you know what type of if I'm calling you a bitch.
Wait a minute now. Come on.
You know what type of context I'm using it. But if you are, let's just say I'm a girl and you my homegirl, I'll be like, yeah, you that bad bitch. Now you know what type of context I'm using it. And this is talking about for like, because females do this too. Like I said, females be like, yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I'm the baddest bitch. But remember when it was like basically you might as well just say completely illegal to call a girl a bitch.
I hear you.
It's taking the context.
Yeah,
like
the context.
like they're saying. I don't use the word, and if I do catch myself using it, then you know I just have to look at myself and be like, well, why did we do that? Yeah. What was the reasoning? But most of the time, it's not in my vocabulary because of the derogatory nature in which it is derived from. So I don't even say it. But when I do hear it, I do appreciate that I don't hear it as often. Like I'm not in those circles or those groups or that environment. So I don't hear it as often. But when I do, I'm like, what other words could we have used? Because if we do have a problem with, all right, if I call my friend, my brother, oh, that's my N, it's like, oh, that's all right. But on the other token, the word itself means something totally different.
Different, yeah.
So if we take it back and make it our own, okay, we could be hypocritical because when someone else says it, then we get offended. But if we say it, or if somebody black says it, or somebody, what about if somebody even Hispanic says
Exactly,
it?
yeah.
It's just like, how far do we really want to go down the slippery slope? And how much of it do we really want to be stopped? Because if the music is continuing to portray it, that's popular. If the culture is continuing to portray it, that's popular. Then why and how do you get upset when someone else says it, whether they mean it in a derogatory manner or not, but it's being said, period. So if you don't want it to be said, period, then how about you don't say it in your community either?
Let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you guys this. Do you feel, as it pertains to our people, that when it's said in our community, it's used to empower one another, or do you feel as though it chains us to our oppression?
It's dependent on the person.
Yeah.
Because if somebody says it to me, or when they say it to me, because I don't function around that verbiage, I'm going to look like,
Do you correct them?
I'm not in the business of correcting nobody. So if I gotta correct you, I'm not going to correct you. It depends how close we are. I may say like, let's be tactful, but most of the time, if someone else wants to use a certain verbiage, I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah.
Because you may mean well, like, oh, that's my guy, and I'll go with it. I have cousins and my brother, like I have people who do that, and I'm not saying anything bad towards them. I'm just saying I don't use it. And it still doesn't feel good when it's said to me. It doesn't taste good coming out my mouth. So if it's said around my company, it's just like, okay, that's their choice of wording. I'm not going to deem them unfit to be with unless they're really getting wild and crazy. I'm just going to say, all right, that's their choice of verbiage they want to use. And if somebody else uses it in a different type of verbiage or a different type of space, I don't think that person should get so upset because it's still being said.
And it definitely is a part of education. I had a baby was in our family was playing a song, and that's when I knew that something is wrong here. And they was just singing the lyrics, and I can't remember exactly what song it was.
Was it
but
Spicy Red or one of those?
It could have been one. It could have been. And then I mean, the kid has to be no more than like 5 or 6, and I mean they knew the lyrics and the N-word was coming up, and I was just like, wow, this is a problem, because when we talk about education, it's being taught, like what you said earlier, it's being taught in terms of, we have the music, and then in the movies. I mean, I guess the difference with movies is technically you're acting, whereas music, you're kind of acting too, but it's supposed to be who you really are in a sense. But I go like, our music currently in current day is some garbage for the most part.
So, go ahead.
Numbers don't lie.
Okay.
So I would have to actually hit back and say the music nowadays might be garbage based off your taste, but in terms of selling wise, it's actually doing a lot better than the music in the past.
Yeah.
Rap, hip hop in general is actually really, really popular. What is it? Sexy Red or whatever her name is. A lot of young, older, different races know who she is. No matter how ratchet it might seem or how empowering or how great somebody might put it, the music does hit. If it doesn't, people wouldn't listen to it.
I'm gonna give you that.
And we all can't. You can't. And I know you know who I'm talking about too, because I've seen you listen to her. So, so like,
wait a minute. Wait a minute now.
So like, I know for a fact.
Really?
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. Like, in terms of, does it destroy the household? In a sense, we can all agree, yes. I mean, saying like, oh, I killed this person. I do it all the time. Listen to King Von. Y'all see me listen to King Von all the time, and he has done atrocious things out here. But it's just the music, the story. Everybody loves a Bonnie and Clyde, and the fact that they're portraying that, it sells. Violence sells. Sex sells.
That's true.
Is the music trash? I don't think it's trash in terms of selling, but in terms of education, yes.
It's trash.
But in terms of selling wise,
yeah,
it's gonna sell, man.
And I'm not even going to sit here and say I've never used the word, because I caught myself using it. And then I would say to myself, but you know what? Like, that's not who I am. That's not who you are.
Yeah.
So I got to work on my vocabulary. And like you said, find another word to use. Some people will be like, well, that's how I get down. I had somebody say to me a long time ago, that's how I get down. Like, I'm that, yeah. And
It's true, yeah.
I'm kind of at a place in life where if you like it, I love it. That's really where I am in life at this point.
Let me ask
Because
you guys.
because go ahead.
Let me ask you guys this,
Go ahead.
because technically speaking, all three of you guys are Black American. I'm
Yes.
a West African American. Would you say, or can you blame the environment since they've been programmed to constantly use that word and constantly been pushed down in society to continue to use that language?
Possibly.
I would say no.
As much. Oh, I'm sorry, Keith. I apologize. I cut you off. Go ahead.
As much as you would attempt to deem it or blame or even hold accountable your environment as to you feeling or interacting with that word in such a way, you are your own individual. I don't believe as an individual I will entirely let my society or my community, my environment dictate as to what that verbiage is to me. So if everybody else is outside throwing trash in their community, throwing trash in front of the house, I'm not going to throw trash. I don't have to. So I wouldn't blame my society or my community on the lack of knowledge that I have on a subject or a word. I would just be like, all right, cool. That's not verbiage I'm using. And if the community is so uptight or so hurt by it being said in the incorrect way, then using it in the correct way, which possibly is using it not at all, could be something that we could move towards.
So that would mean if we're going to blame society or our community, we got to blame ourselves.
You would have to.
Because we can't keep saying, because it's like we can't keep saying society is this way and society is that way and they've programmed it. But like you just said, Keith, we are our own individuals. So it's almost, have y'all heard the saying, you can take a person out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of a person?
I've heard it said
Never heard
differently.
that. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
No. I mean, but what I mean by that is it's up to you to want to change, do better, and be better. So if you feel as though you don't want to say it, then you set the tone and the example for the people to follow.
Okay,
And stop waiting for somebody to do it
I'm not
for
trying to
you.
make an excuse for an entire group of people, but we have seen like Black Wall Street. We've seen them arisen out of these horrible situations, built one of the most successful cities and towns out here, right? And they have multiple other examples. And then seeing those cities and towns just absolutely get destroyed. After time and time again, either you're going to just move forward and keep attacking, or as we had discussions earlier in other episodes, you're just going to sit back and you're going to, wallow in fear. So I'm just saying, I'm not giving them an excuse in a sense.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, once that's all you know, that's all you see, is it fair to say, oh, you can just change like that? Because it's easier said than done.
Yes.
How do you change those guys? Please tell me.
Oh, I don't have the answer to that question.
That's what I'm saying. It's easier said than done.
I don't have the answer, but what we have to stop doing is, as I stated earlier, we got to stop blaming people. If other cultures and ethnic groups use the word, I don't know. Like, I'm conflicted. Like, maybe
because a lot of
because it's like maybe we don't really have a right to feel the ways. Because if I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna say it to you, but it was said to me, I mean, are we really that much of a difference? Even if you would say, well, they meant it in this way and I meant it, no, but we know what it means though. So it's not how you meant it; it's what it actually means. That's the bottom line.
I'd say it's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
I say it's a slippery slope. I agree with these two. I think it's based off context.
I do have a question to ask though. So, like I said, in this word, because like I'm gonna kind of put this on the topic too. So, what about using the word retard? I remember how, like I said, especially going into like, I'm pretty sure we talk about mental health and everything like that, and therapy and everything like that too. But they're using the word retard. I think it was like this. I think it was like this thing where we just stopped, where we had to stop saying the word retard because
they did,
people that were like
they stopped it,
that were actually mentally, mentally whatever, or like mentally amongst the mentally
Challenged.
They didn't like that word.
Yeah.
But then again, at the same time, the definition of retard, if I'm correct, I'm just quoting this off the top of my head, means to basically hold back or be held back. But at the same time, in technical sayings, retard is not far from the word. Retard is not far from the word that it actually means, that of the person that it's describing. Because in other instances, you have. I remember I was working on some AC gauges. The AC gauges, you got AC gauges. They have a dial on them, and they say the word retard when you pulling some vacuum.
Yeah.
On a plane, when you land in a plane, when you're landing the plane, it has an electronic voice that says retard.
Oh, I actually did not know that.
So it's like we're getting mad because we're getting mad at the word instead of actually getting mad of. Well, I think we have no reason to get mad.
Bad about it.
Yeah, you get mad. You're trying to fight the word. There's no reason to fight the word.
I understand what you're saying. So I don't know. Maybe I don't have the answers. I'm not an expert. Maybe it does come down to in the context in which you use it.
Yeah.
But I would say, as it pertains to that word in particular, I mean, maybe we should just stop using it because of what it stands for. Because
they had the chance to use it us for the 60 years. It's about time we owned it back.
And that's the thing.
But why do you want to own it?
Yeah, why is it to be owned back when it could just be demolished as a whole?
Because
I mean, if you want to fight, you want to fight.
When you own something,
yeah.
When you own something,
yeah,
you make it yours. You basically turn it into you're basically turning it into something positive. And a lot of people take on stuff like that. They say they receive, like I say, negative comments and stuff like that. It's Keith said it. No, excuse me. Fode said it on a previous segment. He said that a person won't. He said a person won't fight back someone that's going to fight back.
Fight back, yeah.
So
a bully doesn't.
If I'm fighting back by saying, yeah, I own this word being fat. Yeah, my name is Fat Joe. Mm-hmm. My name is Big Pun. Mm-hmm. I now own the word. Like I said, those are actually reliable examples. Fat Joe, Big Pun, Big X the Plug.
So then, if it is to be taken back and owned, then Tori, why are we in the predicament to where people still get upset about it being said to them?
I think it's just certain people. I think it's just certain people of certain characteristics. It's people that get mad at a lot of things. It's people that hate Jesus. So, and we don't even know why. So, so look, okay. Everybody ain't gonna like everything, and when you give them something not to like, they're not gonna like it.
For me, it's just, again, I'm right in the middle of that. It's basically based on, it's just context, honestly.
Yeah, context. I think it's more
and
context.
Each region, and we like to put like black people in all in one box. Like a New Yorker is not the same as a Philly.
Philly in the house. Absolutely not.
It's not.
Absolutely not.
Each section has such a different history to it. So, like, the South is not the same as the North. The way they grew up, the way they hang out with each other. So, and it goes for each race, even. White people up in the East and white people in the West are not the same. White people in Europe and white people somewhere else is not the same. So, I'd say it's based off context. It's based off a lot of different, things. So, I'm in the middle. I don't have a solution. Again, I myself prefer not to use the word. But if somebody from, like, the Bronx, they use the word often, I understand it based off their history.
Okay.
And I know they're not coming at me compared to somebody from, like, Mississippi using the word. I know for a fact we're probably going to drag him.
We might have an issue.
Yeah, so that's why I say, like, I'm right in the middle of that. I just don't know. For me, I don't use it. If somebody else uses it that is a black person, to each their own. I really don't have a solution for it.
I'm with you. I don't have a solution. I want to go around the room and ask each of you, are you for using the word or against it?
Against it.
You?
50-50. I'm right in the middle. Yes or no.
And what about you, sir?
I'm neutral. Like I said, I'll still agree with it's based on the context that it's used in. Because, like I said, context is very important. It's like, if I'm calling you a bitch or I'm saying that you're my bitch. You're my bitch.
Well, we not going.
Or
Okay,
it's like
we got that part.
Okay. Put it this way. I'll put it
Okay.
put it in this sense. It's like me calling. It's like you calling you and or calling you. It's like me calling you the word and saying you're my word, my N word.
Yeah.
I'm unsure as well. It's kind because like I agree with everything that y'all said. I'm in agreement with. So I'm kind of with Fode. I'm like 50-50. But what I have stopped doing is I've stopped using the word because I know what it stands for. I know how where its origin is, which is why I don't use it. I think we need to ask our audience though.
It's about that time.
We need to ask you guys, should the N word be reprimanded? Yes, no, or are you indifferent to it? Talk to us. Tell us your story. Educate us. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe either. And on that note, we will catch you guys later.